What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Base Fuego and Sonrisa podcast, where we talk all things modern dating, personal development, con un poco de limón en chile, tequila optional. What is good, everybody? Welcome back, guys, to our season finale number 2. I know you guys have been along for the whole ride, and we appreciate it, but we must say this with total appreciation and a little bit of coolness that we are happy to bring you guys this exciting episode, our 40th episode of the Base Fuego and Sonrisa podcast. So, you know what I'm saying? Small round of applause for that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody out there. Thank you guys. Couldn't do it without you guys. But yeah, to get into it, we want to kind of discuss anti-fragility. It comes from the novel, The Coddling of the American Mind. We have your authors, Greg Lukianoff.
Yeah,
See
Greg
that messed you up.
Lukianoff.
Lukianoff and Jonathan Haidt.
Jonathan
And
Haidt.
yeah, so Greg Lukianoff is a First Amendment expert, and Jonathan Haidt is a social psychologist. So they came together and created The Coddling, and it's a great book. But they do talk about anti-fragility, and yeah, we'll see where this idea comes from, or not where this idea comes from, where that, and also where it leads us to. So that's the
How it
point.
how it relates to dating. Yeah.
Yeah, or that too. But yeah, basically the idea of anti-fragility is where it is encouraged for anyone to dive into stresses. Uh, Specifically in these times, it seems to be more that we're finding ways to run away from stress, more so trying to be safe, right? We don't want to jump into difficult conversation with family because it could be stressful. Maybe we don't want to go and approach that girl because it's stressful. Maybe we don't want to ask for a raise or anything like that because it's stressful, or even work out because it's stressful. So anti-fragility encourages you to jump into the stressors. And the good thing about it, like the benefit you get from it, yeah, it is scary. Yes, it is out of, it's out of nowhere. It is out of your comfort zone, but the gain you get from it. So for example, if you like to work out, you want to stay in shape, but knowing that if you lift a little bit more heavier weights, you're able to gain more muscle, have a better physique, then right, the benefits or the cost of jumping into that tension is going to give you a great reward, as opposed to if maybe you hit dumbbells at 10 pounds each and you just stay at that, right? There's not going to be any growth. Yeah, you'll be toned, but you wouldn't be stronger. And right, where's really a lot of gain in that? Not so much. And that's kind of an idea of what the authors speak about their book, is that resilient seems to be where you stay the same, where you can deal with the shocks of life, but you don't necessarily grow from it. You just take it, you withstand it, and then you just continue on with your life. But if you're if you have anti-fragility, anti-virgin, what are you, virgin over there? There's virgins over there.
Anti-virgin.
Hey, anti-virgin.
Oh,
Don't wait till marriage. Do it now.
yeah. Right when you're 18, get it.
But if you have sorry, anti-fragility, then yes, you are able to grow from it, not stay stagnant. You grow as a person, grow in many situations, social situations, and it's probably one of the best ideas out there. So with that said, what are your thoughts on that, Señor Sonrisa? What do you think about anti-fragility? What does it mean
No,
to you?
yeah. No, I mean that was that when we are talking about what to talk about next. I was just thinking about anti-fragility. I heard it a while back. I just wanted to show you what it was about, and I'm glad
Mm-hmm.
you're into it too. Um, it's an interesting topic. Being able to, like you said, you kind of touched about it before, where it's like we're living in such a safe society. Like crime has been lower. Like we're in such safe times, which is great in certain aspects, but it's not so great in other aspects. So like, for example, like things like online dating and stuff like that. That's kind of uh, it kind of takes away from like the whole cold approach and being able to fail and learn and grow. The becoming anti-fragile. Um, so you know, we have trade offs, right? We become safer. There's less crime, but then it also makes us, if we don't become anti-fragile, it makes us fragile and weak. So we need a counterbalance, and I think anti-fragility will solve a lot of the issues. not just in dating, but pushing yourself physically, emotionally, mentally, and on all the other aspects of your life. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that for sure. Exactly what you said. You mentioned like online dating. Yeah, it's way easy to go on there and just swipe, swipe, swipe. Maybe there's dating apps that you can send messages or opening messages to try to get a match. Right, that's way easier than going outside, like you mentioned, and just approaching a girl, go talk to a girl. It's the stress of just going up to a girl, not knowing if she's gonna reject you, if she's gonna like you. It's right, it's scary, but right when you do it, you feel a whole lot better. Right when you do it, you know what you can learn from what your mistakes were. But besides that, it's just the point of you just going up. You can just feel that confidence grow in you. So I think that's with the safe society and so many things going on out there, and finding ways to keep people away from approaching women because of some things that happen. Anti-fragility is one thing that would definitely stand out to anyone, especially especially a girl. If that's who if that's who you want to, that's who you want. If that's who you like, because in case ladies are hearing this, for a
Mm.
dude, but yeah, more so for guys going for girls. If that's that's what you want, it's gonna stand out if you go ahead and approach her. So maybe it might not work the first time, but once you start making it a habit of becoming and adding that anti-fragility to your life, it's definitely there's gonna be a lot of rewards you can benefit from. So it is something that's highly encouraged for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think anti-fragility goes hand in hand with the abundance mindset. Like when you think of
Mm,
somebody who's anti-fragile, you think of somebody who's constantly putting themselves out there in difficult situations, who puts, even though they're filled with anxiety and stuff like that, um, tries to improve on themselves and does so. And when you think of victim mindset, the way I think of it is like people that are victim usually want to feel like they are the victim, or looking for confirmation bias, looking for ways to become the victim, which is a very fragile mindset. I would say was the opposite. And I think anti-fragility, if you want to get good with ladies, you want to have a good mindset, you want to have just in general, just like a good overall life, you got to be able to put yourself in difficult situations and just do tough shit, right? Iron, what do they say? Iron sharpens iron.
yeah,
Yeah. So, yeah.
I like that. It's how can you say it? Like an example would be like uh I guess just right with the pandemic going on, the global pandemic,
Hmm.
it's pretty much at its end now. But at the time, everybody was so fearful. A lot of remote jobs, opened up. Everybody was working from home, and then just to even go out to go meet each other in person, like you guys are like coworkers, and to go out and meet each other, that could be a scary thing. It's like we were just in this pandemic, knowing yourself like, hey, maybe I want to go out there, I want to have some fun too, but man, it's been 2 years, I haven't done anything, I haven't gone out
Yeah.
anywhere. Like how like I know I'm gonna be super stressed. I know, right? You like the person might come up with so many thoughts, so many reasons why not to go, as opposed to the rewards of going to it. Maybe it's not going to be as perfectly thought. Maybe you might be a bit socially awkward, but hey, at least you're out there. At least you're
Mm.
communicating with people, conversating with people, and that's there's a lot of things today that I feel uh, gives that excuse of why you might be resilient in a sense. Like maybe you had social skills before, and now you want to not expand on that after the pandemic and go out and actually hang out with other friends, or go to these places that you used to go before. So you just stay there like, oh, I already been there, done that. But no, it's like, no, you have to consistently stay in these stresses, because if not, you lose it. If you don't
Hmm.
use it, you lose it. That's and
Hmm.
everything. So so yeah, that's the thing. Like there's the thing too. It's like you can also stay stagnant, where you may feel like, oh, I already did it, I've been there, done that. But it's like, no, you have to stay in these stresses. These stresses are the things that make you bigger. And again, stress isn't necessarily fun, but once it's said and done for that moment, even yourself, you feel like stronger because you went through it. So that's something cool.
And I
And
mean, you put when you go work out, you're putting stress on your body, you're putting stress on your joints, you're putting stress on your muscles. But and you'll when you start growing your muscle hypertrophy, you're literally shredding your muscle, you know, having little tears in your muscle and then building it bigger. So I mean, stress isn't. I think we mistook stress as like to mean evil, like or mean or
Mm,
bad. But there's different types of stress. Exactly, right? There's different types of stress. There's
um,
distress, which is the bad type of stress, de-stress, and then eustress, which is the good type of stress. And so we need to put ourselves in situations where we can be stressed out and stress our system, because also in the article that we're reading, like, from the coddling of the American mind, American mind, American mind.
That's a good
From
movie. It's a
the
good movie.
part two. um, no, so from the coddling of the American mind, the same guy who coined the term, I think his last name is Talib, Talib. He also coined the term black swan, which are events that are unpredictable and stuff like that. So when you have an anti-fragility mindset or way of living or whatever, that kind of prepares you for things that are unpredictable. It's kind of like a way to adapt to unpredictability, right? Because like, you don't know what's gonna happen. Like, you sometimes what happens is that we base our current experience based on our past experience. But what happens if something happens that's way beyond our past experience, right? That's what's they call a black swan event. So developing an anti-fragility mindset or attitude can help overcome those black swan events when they do come. So I just want to throw
yeah,
that out there as well.
yeah, true. Because gotta, you never know, man. That's the thing. Black Swan events can come out of nowhere. He can go and approach a girl and bam, right? She just goes off on you. Right, but you still grow from it. I mean you hope that doesn't happen to you, but if you're able to take it in, kind of learn from it and maybe figure out what happened,
Hmm.
or also understand that it just wasn't your fault. A lot of those things are gonna help you grow,
Yeah,
because if
exactly.
that happens again, you don't have to take it too personal either, right? It's either like, did I mess up, or nah, maybe you know what, this girl also went off on me, but hey, maybe she had a bad day, so it doesn't mean necessarily I can't meet a woman. It's just that this just wasn't the right time. So
Hmm.
a lot of that stuff teaches you, but it's jumping in those stresses that, again, those are the things that teach you. Those are the things that grow you. So being having that anti-fragility is definitely key for a lot of things. I think that's the main thing. I definitely, but not I definitely, but something definitely to encourage everyone to do. Like myself, I'm jumping into as many stress as I can nowadays, and only because I know it makes me better. Even though it's out of my comfort zone, it makes me better. So I have to do them in a sense, and I also kind of look for it because I
Hmm.
kind of want to be able to deal in tension. Like before, I used to like run away from tension in a sense. Not like, how can I say, even eye contact at times. Like when I was younger, like, or even a couple years ago, like to look a honey dead in the eyes for a period of time made me nervous. Like I'm like, oh dang, like, but it's tension. It's not that she's making me nervous. It's the tension that's making me nervous.
Mm,
That's what I'm running away from. That feeling of being in there with her in this moment. Like,
yeah.
of course, of course I appreciate it, but sometimes I'd be like, whoa, it's just like it'd be like a black swan moment. It just really get me out of nowhere, and I'm kind of like, huh, like and then I just have realized that I'm like, wait a minute, I'm running away from the tension. It's not like these girls don't scare me. It's that tension that's making me run away from these girls. So that encouraged me to get into my anti-fragility and improving on that skill. Was like, hey, let me get into these tensions. Let me jump into them. Like no
Hmm.
matter what, even if I want to run away from them, just jump into them because
Mm,
I know I'm gonna get better, and and it's gotten a whole lot better. I'd say that for sure, a whole lot better. When I just try to really figure out where the root of the cause was. For at first, for many years, I thought it was just the girl. So I'm like, damn, she's so fine. Like I don't even know what to say to her. But for me, once I realized, I'm like, no, it's not that she's too fine. It's just the attention for me. Like it's the tension of me going to her, and she's so fine that it makes me resistant. Like it makes me hesitant. Like,
mm,
and I don't want to feel like that, so I don't want to do it.
mm.
So now I'm like, screw that. Like I'm gonna just go in there. Like who cares? Like, you know, yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like, so who cares? Like at the end of the day, I know I'm gonna feel cooler that I went up to her. So and grow from it. So that's something that I really learned. Uh, and now that you show me anti-fragility, now I can say, I can even say more like, yeah, man, I'm just anti-fragility, man. That's what I do now. So, it's just cool things to notice about yourself as well. And I'm pretty sure there's other people out there too, tons of people out there too who maybe have the same ideas too, same issues, and just want to they want to dive into it, but they're still not sure of it. Yeah, it's like if you can slowly get there, kind of get more into the anti-fragility, kind of understand the tensions and all that of life and the stresses. Yeah, it's something to definitely look into.
You know what's so crazy? Like, I really I like that. I like that a lot. It's funny that your body doesn't. So anxiety and excitement are both. Uh, your body doesn't know the difference between anxiety and excitement. I don't know if you know that. Anxiety is just a
Mm-hmm.
negative form of excitement. Like your heart will
Yeah.
race, everything. It's exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I would, and sometimes I speak fast or whatever, or things like that, or something would happen, and I'm like, oh, it's just anxiety or whatever. But I've kind of learned to find ways to trick myself to think of it as an exciting
Mm-hmm.
opportunity or things like that, or learning opportunity, whatever. Flipping it on its head in a positive way, and then trying to like go through that experience. So I've always like known like always or like, intuitively I knew like you want to do hard things. Like doing soft things just makes you like I don't know, it just makes you soft, right? Um, but I would feel like this uneasiness, and I just would sometimes I would run away from it. But I learned that if you keep running away from it, it never like goes away on its own. So it's better to face that challenge head on. Sometimes you might have to flip the script, maybe see it from a negative to a positive, and then kind of go through it until it ends. You know what I'm saying? And an example would be like talking to chicks. It could be simple things like it could be that. It could be I'm trying to think of like another example.
Like, having those tough conversations with your parents. You cut out a bit, so I don't know what's going on.
Sorry. Are you good?
Oh, yeah,
Can you
you're
hear
back.
me?
Yeah, you're back. Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you
Yeah,
hear me now?
yeah, you're back.
Oh, okay. Did I get lost again?
Yeah, you were thinking of an example. Hold on.
Bro, I got lost in the universe. The internet didn't like me. Um, I guess yeah, I guess I can't really think of an example right at this moment, but pretty much like I would try to run away from things instead of facing it, and then I realized anxiety is the same thing as excitement, so let me just try to flip it and then repurpose it, and it actually works.
Yeah.
It just sometimes the way you see things. Sometimes when you see things in a negative way and you see the same thing in a positive way, it changes your whole attitude. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, because I think
Yeah.
you mentioned it to me like maybe a couple months ago, but I remember
Mm-hmm.
when I was gonna get interviewed for the lead position I have right now. I remember I
Oh
went
yeah.
into it. I was nervous. I was like nervous as hell, but I was like excited at the same time. So I was like, and I remember you said that you're like, yeah, you can always it's the same thing. So you could always just switch it. Just let that
Mm-hmm.
same feeling be excited. So I came in just like even more excited, and even the managers noticed. They're like, oh, like they're like, I kept telling them like, yeah, I'm super excited. And they said the same thing. They're like, yeah, sometimes you can change that nervousness for excitement. They're like, but it's good. It's good to see that you're excited. And I was like, yeah, I'm really excited. Like, I just got pumped. I was like, screw that.
Yeah.
Like, because if I come in nervous, I know I'm going to fail. So if it's the same feeling, I might as well just be freaking excited for it. And yeah, and I ended up going through it. So yeah, I remember you mentioned that. And it was cool because at that moment, it's like, I remember that. I remember
Mm-hmm.
that you said that, and then for them to say the same thing, I was like, "Damn, this is freaking cool!" Like, yeah, it works. It works.
Yeah, it
Like,
does.
yeah,
It's crazy how our perception of things can actually change how we
yeah,
see things, right? Yeah.
yeah, for sure. So no, it's cool. It's cool that you touched on that because yeah, that for sure helps out a whole lot.
You know what's funny? Now that we're in
Mhm.
November, right, and we're talking about anti-fragility and stuff like that, I guess we can kind of touch upon it since we're talking about men's improvement and stuff. Uh, it is what is it? No nut November, right?
Bro, I would be honest with you. I was gonna do the tease of it. I was gonna be like triple N, but I was like maybe I'll wait a little bit for it. But then you said it, bro. I was like, yes. I was just gonna like randomly just drop that, and then I'm like, yeah, triple N for sure.
So I mean, this would actually be a good way to it could be a good way to enhance or practice anti-fragility, and in the aspect of like trying not to like get addicted to porn, or prawn, whatever the hell people call it nowadays on YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube, TikTok, prawn.
Prawn addiction.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean it's a real thing. I mean, just ask any scientist, ask anybody about dopamine receptors and prawn addiction and
mhm.
your expectation, and then it actually there's a link between watching too much of it and then erectile dysfunction. So there is that too.
Mm.
So if you are trying to get chicks and you watch too much of it, then there's that. So it could be a good opportunity for guys to just approach chicks, see what happens.
Yeah, that'd actually be a good challenge for like you're right for triple N. Basically,
Hmm.
just instead of going on the hub, spend that month approaching
Hmm.
and shit, and then count them. I approach these many girls, right? I don't know. I think I'm getting too weird now, but basically, yeah, just that I think that'd be a cool challenge.
No,
Do that and
no, that's a good idea. Like have a like a notepad, see what you did right, what you did wrong, and then kind
oh
of.
no, I wasn't gonna say that.
Oh,
No, I was gonna say like keep it in the chamber. Like, okay, I approached this girl, so come December.
oh. No pun intended. Come December. Super Saiyan December.
You watch out there. But right, like keep tallies, basically keep score of how many approaches you did, because then you'll be like, damn, this is freaking cool. I did all that, and even then, you never know. You might be like, you know what, that was a lot more better than than watching prawn. So you know what, I might just stick to it. So yeah, no, it's cool. Actually, that's a great challenge actually, because yeah,
Yeah.
might have to
Let
clip
me
that, man. I had to clip that. Make a challenge for everybody out there.
let's do it. Let's call it the NNN challenge.
Yeah. Don't prawn. No, don't prawn on November. Approach.
Stop the seafood and go get yourself and see food.
Go see the food.
Simple.
Not yeah, don't see food. See the food.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, no, go ahead, brother.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm done
I
with
was
it.
gonna say if you want, we can jump into the video if you wanna go into that. Or what do you
Oh,
think?
right before that, I wanted to just share my screen
Yeah.
real quick.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, I just wanted to show the audience. I don't know if they can see this.
Oh yeah, let me bring it up.
Can you
There
see
you
it
go.
on your own?
Yeah, I can see it.
So yeah, my bad. What in the hell? Okay. So it just kind of like this is the website, the coddling.com slash chapter 1 anti-fragility. And then here's kind of like where he talks about anti-fragile, the person who did it, and Talib, like I said, her name is Talib, is the one who coined the term. Um, and there is a difference between fragile, resilient, resilient, and anti-fragile. So, and in this example, they use the fragile as like the China cup, like
Look at the
it,
teacup.
or the China teacups. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they break easily and cannot be healed and cannot heal themselves. So you must handle with care. Other things like resilient, they can withstand shock. And then they use the plastic cup example. Like plastic cups are pretty resilient. But to leave, ask us to look beyond the overused word resilient and recognize that some things are anti-fragile. And what is anti-fragile is systems like in this aspect, they use systems like economic and political life, but you can use it in like the way we're talking about. We're talking about dating. You can use it in the same way.
Mm.
Um, and so that it's a system that requires stress and challenges to learn, adapt, and grow. You know, so that's what that is.
Mm.
Yeah. So I just
Nice,
wanted to show the
nice.
audience. I wanted to show the audience what the difference between fragile, resilient, and anti-fragile. Because I mean, even before the podcast, we were still trying to figure out what, we were having a discussion of what is resilience and what is anti-fragile.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I was trying to look. I was looking at other stuff too, like like this article right here, is anti-fragile better than resilient? And then just try to get, oh shit, my bad. Just try to get an understanding of the difference between anti-fragile and resilient. But yeah.
Man, cool. Nah, thanks for sharing that.
All
Okay,
right,
yeah,
I'm
let me
ready
go.
whenever you are. So I guess
Okay.
the video that we're gonna talk about is by, what's his name? Grover?
Scott Galloway.
Scott Galloway.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, well, he's the guest. He's the one that's going to be speaking his part.
Scott Galloway,
Uh,
and he's giving advice to people in their 20s going into their 30s, and yeah, we're just gonna have a cool, fun time and show the audience what's up.
all right.
I got a mosquito in my room.
Okay, cool. Let me just put it
Cool.
down a bit. A lot's
All
going to be there.
right.
All right. Let me go ahead and does it look bigger or is it the same thing?
That looks better.
It looks better?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that sounds very practical or rote, but you'd rather be good in a big city than great in a small city. Before you collect dogs and kids, being in a city is like playing tennis with Roger Federer or Nadal. When you play with people much better than you, your game gets much better. You're playing against the best when you're in a city. Create as many opportunities to find a mate. Now, what do I mean?
Just for context on that last part that he was saying, yeah, basically saying that if you live in a small town, go move to a big city. If you try to practice like your game, because like he said, there's a lot of challengers out there. So you jump into those stresses and playing with people who are better than you, you're gonna grow from it. You're gonna learn. You're gonna become a better player. As opposed to if you're in a small town, you're gonna say maybe you're probably the best or somewhat decent, right? You're not really challenging yourself because whoever is your adversary, you're gonna go ahead and beat them every single time. So right, that's the resilient part where you just stay in the middle. But if you go the anti-fragility part will be right going and moving to a big city. That's already a stress on its own because you're leaving your small towns for a big city, and then on top of that, now you're dealing with people who are really good. So that's actually a pretty cool challenge. That thing is to challenge yourself. Never never compromise, never stay in the middle, never stay stagnant. Always seek to find challenges to improve yourself, to better yourself, because the challenges are really what defines where you are in a certain stage, and also to helps you grow. And if you win the challenge, it feels even better.
Well, it also builds character, and it builds it gives you something to go for. Like, it gives you a goal, right? And that kind of stuff too. So you want to be able, you want to challenge yourself, not just physically or sexually, but also mentally too. Because
Mhm.
if you're just stuck at the same spot, you get bored. Your mind you're just gonna get bored of the same shit. You know?
Yeah.
By that, get out as often as possible, accept invitations, force yourself to go out, force yourself to meet strangers, develop the skills. Start whenever you're waiting in line at Starbucks, talk to the person in front of you, talk to the person behind you. Develop the skills to begin opening and establishing relationships. And it's uncomfortable, and it means getting used to rejection. And by the way, the only thing I can guarantee you in life is rejection. And the only thing I can guarantee a lot of, if you want to be successful, is a shit ton of rejection. Being an entrepreneur just means you're willing to take out a big spoon and eat shit all the time. Talking people into working for you, talking clients into to engaging you, talking in.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop there.
Yeah, I think I mean that goes with anything. I would say, like, job application, and right now we're talking about dating. So you want to have a good look, you want to have a cool time with the hot chick. That means a shit ton of rejection. That means learning to hear no 9 times out of 10, but that 1 time out of 10 actually getting some success. Yeah, that's just all I want to say.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is that I know he was talking about rejection, but one thing I did like was that when he said like getting invited to social events, going to these places, like since we're talking about dating, if you have friends who have friends, right, like female friends, and they're inviting you to go out to these places, right, instead of saying like nah, because I'm nervous, or nah, because basically because I'm nervous, because I don't want to deal with the stresses of actually hanging out with people, actually hanging out with girls, right? You deny the request. You deny the invitation.
Invitation? Yeah.
Yeah, the invitation. Thanks for that. Yeah, the invitation. So no, go and take those invitations, right? You never know what can happen. Even like familia parties. Hey, sometimes we're Latinos, so like right, there's quinces, there's bodas, there's freaking family functions, and your family probably the girl cousin probably got friends, and they got friends, and they're invited to these events. And you decide not to go to these like family functions, well then like right, you're missing out on potential. Could be a girl that you actually get serious with, or it could just be a fun time, but you miss out on these events by not jumping to them, by not going to those invitations, because you never know. Honestly, you never know. And even though it's stressful, even though you're not used to it, if you're not comfortable, just you going shows a lot. So so I like that part too, right? Because it's just like jump to those stresses, those invitations. Of course, sometimes we're like, damn, we don't want to, like, damn, man, oh man, they keep inviting me to things. But you can always say no. But if you don't even go at all and you're being invited to things, well then like, yeah, it kind of sucks. So yeah, no. Sometimes, yeah, you got to do it, even though it's a bit scary. It's out of your comfort zone. Nah, if you get invited to go to things, and if like coworkers are inviting you to go out and stuff, but they're like cool coworkers, then I say why not.
I mean, you said even though it's outside your comfort zone, I think that's you want that, right? You want to be outside your comfort zone. That's the only way you actually grow your comfort zone. Yeah, eating, like I said, eating a lot of shit. I mean, that's just part of the process. In terms of anything, like you want to be successful in getting a good job, you gotta hear a lot of no's, or not even hear anything at all. You know what I'm saying? Part of rejection is ghosting, right? So understanding that you may not even hear a response, and you don't take it personal, but just do better. I mean, try to be better in terms of like approaching chicks, or sending emails to boss employers that you want to have a cool time with, and you want to get a better career. Try to figure out your employers and connections and shit like that you want to move up.
She ghosted me, bro. He ghosted me.
Where's my small violin?
Hey, I'm done with life now. She rejected me, bro.
Blackpilled, bro. It's because your jaw angle wasn't proportional to your eyebrow size, or whatever the fuck.
My looks, I wasn't looks maxing stuff.
The jaw angle was misaligned to your eyebrow size, and your nose was slightly at a 10-degree angle instead of the 40. It's all bad. It's all bad.
Yeah, so I'm dating out of my league, bro. I don't know what I'm thinking.
just go back to your fragile mindset, and just cry in your corner, and just never leave your room, and just be addicted, and be an addictive person.
Just don't be confident, bro.
Just be an addictive. What does that dude from The Ring, or the Lord of the Rings? The dude.
Oh, I don't know.
The skinny ass dude that looks like an alien.
He's like the. I don't know. I don't know the Lord of the Rings like that.
Precious, that dude. Just be that guy.
You know what? That's probably the next series I need. I know it's hell. I don't know. It's probably the next series I have to watch now, because I've been putting it off forever. I I think I am now because I put Back to the Future
It's-
on hold for so long, and that was freaking hella sick.
Oh, you what? Yeah,
Yeah,
Back to the
I
Future is
barely
the
just
series, bro.
yeah, I barely just watched them like probably a month ago. I watched all 3.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah, like just recently.
hey, congratulations for losing your virginity on Back to the Future. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you.
Thanks, man. Now I'm hella hooked. Though. But anyway, let's get back to that episode. I go so I would just have a whole different conversation about that.
Investors into investing and having 90+% of them saying no. And the same is true with successful mating. The most important decision you'll make in your 20s and 30s isn't where you live, where you work, what industry you go into. It's who you decide to partner with, specifically who you decide to ultimately have kids with. And I have close friends who are monstrously successful by every external metric, and they don't have great lives because they don't have real partners in their spouses. And I have other friends who struggle economically, and it's hard, but everything's a little easier for them because they have a real partner. And the way you punch above your weight class and find a great mate, emotionally, intellectually, from a value standpoint, sexually, is you give yourself as many opportunities as possible. And
Before I go there, I did want to let him finish his whole point, but I did want to jump in real quick.
Go ahead.
All I want to say was, dang, that's on point. But it's crazy. I like how he right? We know it's kind of like a truth that who you pick as your partner, if they're a bad partner, right? The relationship's gonna be crap. But I like how he said that even though they were having a rough life, even though they chose a great partner, it made it a bit easier. That was actually pretty cool to hear. I don't really hear that often.
I also wanted to add, I guess, like a asterisk. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think for some people, like if they want to have a relationship, that's really cool for them. And I think having that type of, being a relationship type of guy or whatever, that's cool. But if there's also some guys that don't want, so like I hear what he says, but I also like want to push back a little bit and just say like there's some guys that don't want to have a relationship and they just want to be single for a while, or they just got out of a bad relationship and just want to be single for a while, and that's okay too. Like I think the main point is just like pushing yourself and putting yourself out there, whether that's you're single or you're looking for a mate. I think it's just important just to make sure that you keep those like interactions going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you said, you gotta give yourself as many opportunities as possible for sure.
Yeah.
So no matter what it is, no matter the stress, you gotta do it.
Yeah, do it.
Gotta do it.
So Black Pillars, get out of your basement.
Story, and my partner.
Sorry, what'd you say, brother? Sorry.
Oh, I said, so Black Pillars, get out of your basement.
Every time you mention that, this is just getting my thing now moving forward. That's gonna be my alter ego.
Your alter ego.
I'm Fuego, but I don't know how to figure out what's a dark
charcoal.
There you go. There's charcoal right here. Fuego got Blackpilled.
Charcoal.
Call me charcoal. And you know how you can add your name like at the bottom for your StreamYard? You can add your name.
Yeah.
If I do a Blackpilled episode, I'm gonna be charcoal. Listen, guys, it's all over. It's all a scam.
Game doesn't exist, bro. What are you talking about, bro? Social skills, they don't matter, bro. You just gotta look stoic, and girls are just gonna approach you, and you're gonna be good, and blah blah blah.
Blackpilled, poor guys. Oh man.
Go ahead. Who I had kids with at the Raleigh Hotel, at the pool at the Raleigh Hotel in South Beach about 17 years ago. It was the middle of the day, and I walked in, and I think it's important to do this. I walked in, and I saw someone I was really attracted to, and I said, I'm going to talk to this person before I leave. And I promised myself. And I went up in the full light of midday sun when she was sitting with another guy and another girl and opened. And without the aid of alcohol, that is not easy. That is not easy. And fast forward, my oldest son's middle name is Raleigh. Nothing wonderful is going to happen to you unless you take an uncomfortable risk. So get good at taking them. Get good at sending blind emails to LinkedIn contacts to ask them for coffee.
Before we get to the business side, just that last point that he said, I liked. You're right. Going and approaching girls anywhere sober is a freaking step out of your comfort zone if that's like primarily what you did. Like for me, like I say, a lot of my wins were obviously drunk. Nowadays, nowadays, I mean, I could do it, but I don't. Before I used to be like, man, I have to have a drink. You know, I have to be drunk. I have to be in the mood to like holla. But now I could do it sober as heck now, which it took that again. And I remember I used to tell you stories like, man, like I'd be at the house and just like have a heater and I'm not drinking. I don't know what to do. I'm hella freaking nervous. Like, what the hell? Just because I didn't want to step into the tension, like stepping out of the comfort zone and doing it sober, doing a whole ride sober. So I like that he said that. No matter how fearful he was, right, or not fearful, but right, how nervous he was to go and approach her, and and the thing is, she was with a friend and another dude, so that's even more pressure. Her alone is one thing, but her in a group is a whole different ballgame. Yeah. And for him to still do it, still have the courage to go up to her, and pretty much what he's saying is he ended up getting with her, like, right, that's his girl. Mm-hmm. So like
he has a kid with her,
yeah. So like, it's like, dang, like that's even more. And he was sober, so it's major props. So he does have a foot to stand on in regards to this. So I definitely would say that's freaking sick. So yeah, that's another comfort zone that you need to get out of. If you need alcohol to have good game, then right, you don't necessarily really have good game because you should be able to do it sober as hell too. So I like that.
I like where his mind was at, like having a goal in mind and then not leaving until like accomplishing that goal. I think that's very valuable. In his case it worked. You know what I'm saying? He was able to actually get the girl, get kids and stuff like that. But let's just say for argument's sake, it was the opposite, right? And he didn't get the chick. At least he has that peace of mind that he actually approached her and he did his best, right? I think what happens to a lot of guys is that, they see a good looking chick and they get nervous, scared, whatever. And then eventually that the nerves get the best of them. And then they just never get to the point where they talk to chick because it gets to the best of them. So maybe they take a step back. But I think having that goal in mind, just like, I'm just going to approach and let's see what happens, is just, I think it's such a solid, it's a good piece of advice.
Yeah, no, I like they said that because it really is a good piece of advice because you don't go outcome dependent, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Let me go talk to her because I'm gonna get her number and all that. And then it doesn't work, then you're like, game doesn't work, blah blah blah. But if you just go with, hey, let me go and approach her, whatever happens. Hey, if she's down, cool. If she's not cool, at least I went and did it. Is a way better mindset to go pretty much with anything. But
yeah,
we're talking about dating. Yeah, it's a great mindset because that also relieves a little bit of the pressure too. If you go with the mindset like, dang, I need to bang tonight, or dang, I need to get her number if I approach her, right? It's a lot of pressure. You're gonna zone out and you're not gonna have the right words to articulate to, do your thing.
Yeah.
So coming with the mindset, just a neutral mindset, definitely is gonna go a long way.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And I think it also has to do with like when you want to say, I want to get her numbers, like you want to get something out of somebody. Like, I don't know. It's like, I know it's not like people say like, in an extreme way, but it's like you're trying to, it's like the only reason why you're approaching girls to get something, but it's really should be, but like you said, if you say like you want to get something and then the situation happens and you don't get it, you might get disappointed. But instead of saying that, maybe you can say, I'm going to give her some of my, sense of humor or stuff like that. I feel like that's such a healthier approach versus like, I'm going to take, versus I'm going to give, a good time. I'm going to give a sense of humor. Obviously I'm going to, you're going to do all the other things. You're going to flirt, you're going to sexualize and all the other good stuff. But I feel like when you say I'm going to give versus I'm going to get, I think that kind of changes how you see the opportunity. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's cool. And then another thing too, it's like, hey, you never know. just go and do it. You never know. You never know if this is gonna be the one right here. You never know if it's gonna be right a girl that actually wants your number. You never know. That's why if you feel like you need an approach, go ahead and do it because again, you never know. One day you're walking, you do a joke, thinking nothing like, I'm gonna tease her just for the fun of it, and she sticks around, wants to have a conversation with you. You're like, whoa, like, oh, what? Cool. All right, this girl, she likes me. Let's keep talking. You know. It's just those, and that's what makes it cool because it's still like a surprise. So
yeah, I guess it's setting up
Good.
yourself to like be in the moment and give versus like I'm gonna get. I think it's just way too different. Just me. What do you think? Like,
Mm.
do you think it matters?
I guess I never fully thought about it like that. I mean, I don't know because I can't say. I mean, yeah, maybe it's a mix of both on my end. Like, yeah, I want to give because, right, obviously you want to give her a good time. You want to give her like a sexual fun time as well, right? Because that's what she's gonna want to stick around. If one, you're cool, and two, you know, you also have good, great sex with her. So I think I like that too. But I mean, also, right, we're also there too because we also want some, like. You know what I'm saying? Like we also want some. So we still want to get too. Like we want to give, but we want to get too.
I guess my thing is like,
mm-hmm.
I think my thing is like, but if you set yourself up like if you just say I'm gonna approach versus I'm gonna get, I feel like if you set up the expectation like outcome dependent, like you said, that you're just gonna lead yourself to disappointment because what happens if you don't get? You know what I'm saying? Not to say that because then some girls are not gonna like you, some girls are gonna have kids, stuff like that. But like you said, I mean, I don't know. I just think when you become outcome dependent, it's you become more.
Yeah, you set yourself up for failure for sure.
Disappointment. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's not to say that you shouldn't try, but you got to learn how to read the cues and this and that, right? All the other good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I like what you said. I like the give idea. Like it sounds like it's cool. Like I like it. You know, I guess for me, I just never thought of like. I mean, I always think about giving. For me, just personally, I just like to make sure whoever I'm around is having a good time. Like with jokes, just having a fun environment. Like that's just me, right? That's just like the natural giving part of me. So maybe that's why I don't really think about it much. But yeah, like with a honey, for me, it's like let's both have fun together. Like. Right, it's like
right.
we I guess in a sense we both get right. She gets what she wants. I also get what I want. But we do it. What I do it more like not that let me get it. It's just more like let's just make it fun. Like let's just have fun together. Like that's the point. That's the whole point of me and you conversating and maybe having something more down the line is let's just have fun together. And from there, you know, it goes however it goes. But I mean, it's pretty cool. I like to give. I guess I've never really thought about it like that. But for me, just more the environment of like, let's just make it fun for both of us. Because if I'm having fun, you're gonna have fun for sure. So yeah, let's do it. Let's have fun. And I think So I don't know, but I really like what you said because I've never thought about it like that. Like give, but it is. But exactly what you're saying. It's like right. If it's only let me get let me get her number. I just want to fuck her, like stuff like that. Like, I don't know, even that, I feel like it's kind of a dark presence in a sense. It doesn't feel right. Not right, but it's like a dark presence. It's like, just like, kind of like super hunting, you know? Like, I'm just like sniffing around. Let me get that number. Let me get that ass, you know? It's like smelling around. Like, let me get it.
Well, I think also, if you have that mentality, your behavior is going to reflect that mentality, and then the girl's going to see you for what you really are, and then you're not going to get anything. No. Excuse me. You're not going to get anything, so it kind of backfires on you in a sense.
Heck yeah. And even he's gonna get to the point now, but even professionally, if you're only a get type of coworker, everybody's gonna see that. No one's gonna really want to help you or do any favors. That's true. So you don't want to do that. So I like that. I like what you're saying for sure.
Yeah, I guess it is a little bit of give and take. Like you do want to. I mean, you are approaching her for something, right? But you're not. Your intention is not. I'm just gonna take it all, and you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna. Yeah. I have something. I'm gonna give something, and she's gonna want something of me because I know what I am and I know what I can bring. Versus like I'm gonna just get everything, you know. Take everything. Yeah.
Heck yeah, because even that, like you said, people read that, even the honeys, like they'll eventually know, like, dang, all this dude, if he's a getter, right? All he wants to do is just bang me. Like, right, obviously they say like the Pookies and the Ray Rays and right, all those guys, the Chads, the Felipe, right, all that. Like, right, of course there's gonna be honeys gonna like that, but some of them, there's other women, especially like a little more like just there are other women. Because anyways, there's other women who like what's it called, eventually gonna feel used, and if they feel used because you have the get mentality, then right, they're gonna just want to move on. It's like, all he wants to do is bang me, like that's it. Like, right, there are some girls who like that, right? That's why you become like the side piece, you become the what's the word, not the side piece, it's a different word now for it, but I can't think of it right now. The booty call. Oh no, there's another one. But anyways, right? You can become
it's a 2000s word, bro.
And there's a word I can't think of it right now. Oh, the sneaky link. There you go, the sneaky link.
Oh, that's right. I never would have guessed that one.
yeah. I was like, oh yeah. So right, you can become the sneaky. There's dudes who are sneaky links who are out there banging chicks on the side, all that stuff. But there are girls too who right are gonna be like, damn, this guy's only a getter. That's all he wants. So I'm gonna move on from him. So there is all that too. Girls pick up on it too. They feel used. They're not getting nothing in return. All they're getting is you. You're just getting everything. So
yeah. I guess my thing is like, there's nothing wrong with being. I think you want the best of both worlds. Now that I'm thinking about it, right? You do want to have a good time with her, so you are getting something out of that experience, but you're not taking, I guess, is my thing. But you also don't want to be too giving. You don't want to be too giving either, because then someone else could take advantage of it, right?
You're right.
Or and then you never get what you want, and you don't become confident. So there's that. Aristotle's golden mean. Kevin Ray Wilder was right.
It's over for me, bro. Chicks don't want me, bro.
Oh shit, Charcoal's coming back.
Charcoal's making an appearance on the podcast today.
Charcoal, bro.
Boy, Charcoal. He's
right now. He's Charcoal. Hey, I want to ask Charcoal something. Put your Charcoal on. Charcoal.
Hold on. It's too many red pill going on right now. I'm just going to the black. There's no hope for me after all what I just heard right now.
Hey, Charcoal. So what's the average angle jawline that? What jawline angle is a 10 plus Chad like Tyrone?
Well, you see, has to be at a 90-degree angle, or 25-degree angle going down. If the beard doesn't line up with the chin line,
what about the nose? And what if I just crack my nose like this? Does that make me?
No, sorry. There's no hope. There's no hope for me. There's no hope for anyone.
It's over for me. I guess I'll never learn.
Yeah. Don't even try, bro. Don't even try.
It's over, bro. I'm just gonna be a fragile, just gonna shrink and just get on my computer.
Just do that. That's all. That's the only chance you got, man. And bro, if she's not, and if she's, then the only way you can get a girl is only if she's below your level. So if you're
I'm not a 6 foot Chad, Tyrone, Felipe. Oh,
yeah, man. You might as well just get a 2 now. You
might as well just hit the 2. Let me buy stock and lotion.
So great question.
Fat life forever.
Shallow how?
Depletion December.
Oh man. Yeah, my boy Charcoal. All right, he'll come back if any other questions arise. All right. Fuego's back. All right, gosh, that dang Charcoal.
What a fun side combo. Let's get back into it.
Yeah, that guy is too Blackpilled for me. I can't deal with him sometimes.
To see if they'll talk to you about that industry. Reach out to people, tell them you admire them. Try and become friends with them. You're an interesting guy. I was just thinking to myself, I'd love to know this guy. Does he live in London? He just seems very cool. Get comfortable taking those sorts of risks. Get comfortable with rejection. Nothing wonderful will happen to you unless you take an uncomfortable risk. The most important thing you can find in your life in your 20s and 30s is something that you're good at so that you can start building a base around economic security. But the real key is to find a great partner. And that is going to be a function of liquidity. How many great partners, potential great partners you approach. And unfortunately, the far left, of which I'm a part, has counseled men that if you start talking to a woman at work and you express any sort of interest, it means you're toxic. No, it doesn't. If you don't know the difference between expressing interest in having coffee with someone and harassing them, you've got much bigger problems. A third of relationships begin at work. I'm not suggesting anyone should ever abuse their power. I'm not suggesting you shouldn't be very careful that you're ever leveraging power, making anyone uncomfortable. But for God's sakes, go up and talk to strangers. There's nothing wrong with that. And if you approach a strange woman and try and get a conversation going, and she's not interested, you're both going to be fine. You're both going to be fine. And what I see is a generation of men
I guess we could,
who don't take care of themselves physically.
Oh, shit. There you go.
all right. Just take it back in.
Should we stack? Because right now we're small. Should we make ourselves bigger?
Are we small right now? What if I? Oh, you're right. Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, damn.
I just realized that.
Oh,
For the
damn.
clips.
I was supposed to be on top of it. Yeah, I messed up by doing this full screen. Yeah. Let's get back to it. Ah, dang, there's like a gems. Well, can't go back now.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to go? You want to start off on this one? Do you have any ideas about it?
Yeah, I mean, I think he has a point. Like, you're going to be a third of your life, you're going to be working, so it is natural that you're going to be, having relations inside the office workspace or whatever. Yeah, and then he just says, like, don't be a fucking weirdo about it. Like, if you don't know the difference between sexual harassment and like flirting, then your issues are way larger than just than not knowing. If you can't read social cues and you don't know the difference between how to flirt and how to calibrate, then I think you have larger issues. And he's right about that. Like, right now in this day and age, it seems like everybody's kind of on edge. Like, but if you do find a girl attractive, maybe if you want to kind of like work your way around it, you can kind of flirt and tease a little bit at work, but then really try to set up after work something. So just to get away from the office, you know what I'm saying? Also, I think some work companies and shit like that have policies and stuff. I know it's boring as fuck, but you have to double check with your HR because then sometimes it's not allowed. So, yeah, he didn't say that, but yeah, some work policies actually have, like, if you're like become a couple with somebody at work, you have to like notify HR and shit like that. But yeah.
There's even like I think HR even has like certain ones, like if you're a higher up, then you can't work in the same department as your girlfriend or your boyfriend. So there's different rules for different companies for sure. But like you said, if you can kind of show her your intent, and if she's down, then right away from the office will be pretty cool. And then also if you get invited to like happy hours and stuff, it's a social thing. You get invited, there's gonna be your coworker that you like is gonna be there. Go ahead, get yourself out of that comfort zone. Go see what's up. Because again, like you said, hey, she might say no. You guys will be okay. Just it's gonna be fine. She'll say no as long as you leave in a cool way. You don't make it a big deal. Everything will be perfect. But and then like you said, it's just trying to scare people. Like they're trying to tell men to stay away from talking to a girl. It's toxic. Like, what are you talking about? Like you said, if they're harassing, it's one thing, but if they're just to go talk to girls, it's toxic. Like, what? Lost your mind.
Yeah, and I forgot. Like, I mean, I don't know if he goes deeper into the statistics, but there's a lot of like, because the fact that a lot of people don't go out and stuff, like a lot of office romance happens more often than not. I forgot like what the percentage of relationships start at work, but it's like pretty high. It's like I don't know if it's like 20 or 30%, something like that. It's pretty high. So I mean, just to say, to discourage men to approach girls is not a good. It's kind of what we talked about like before. Like shaming is just kind of like a bullshit strategy. It's just not gonna work. You know, you're creating more paranoid women and you're creating more shameful men. So, you know.
Yeah, heck yeah. I hear you. All right, let me get back into it.
All right. We're almost done, huh?
Yeah, I think that video's about to end. Yeah, it's about to end.
Cool.
I'll just stay here. This helps better.
Stay where? Are you watching the video on your end?
Are you able to watch the video?
Nah.
Oh, snap. Oh, my bad. Oh, what the? Oh, I clicked on it. There you go. What the heck?
Yeah, there we go. Now we're good. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was going to say I'm going to stay just here instead of doing full screen because it reminds me because that's why I made that mistake. But it's all good.
Who don't take care of themselves physically and become so isolated that the idea of talking to a strange woman is so alien and uncomfortable to them, they just rather stay home and do something else. And I don't want to stereotype all introverts is leading to bad places. That's not true at all. But the majority of men you talk to, they want to be financially successful and they want to have a great partner at some point. And that is a function of your willingness to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. So anyway, get mentally and physically strong, take economic responsibility for your household, get out of the house as much as possible, try and find things where you're building something in the agency of others. I don't care. Every day you should be around strangers. Every day. I don't care if it's work. I don't care if it's church. I don't care if it's nonprofit, a softball league, the gym, classes, whatever it is. You need to be around a massive number of strangers and finding reasons to have bump off of them and find economic and personal and platonic opportunities as often as possible. We are a social species. Get to a city, get around a lot of people, get out there every day, start making money, and become really strong. You should be able to walk into any room at your age and think if shit got real, I can kill and eat everybody or outrun them. One or the other. Now I'm at the point where I can do neither. I'm not strong and my knees are going. But anyways, at your age, it should be one or both.
You could pay someone to kill everybody or come and
There
pick
you go.
up. That would be your solution.
There you go. Yeah.
What's happening, people? If you enjoy...
Yeah, so that's basically it.
Yeah. A lot of good advice, man. Yeah, it was difficult to find actually good advice or anti-fragility videos on YouTube, huh? That was actually one of the best videos I've seen about anti-fragility, even though his advice is for men like in their 20s and their 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, that advice you can actually apply to any man, anytime.
Okay, we all got things that are, things, traumas or conversations we never had, or a lot of things that we can step out of our comfort zone. Even meeting new people is always difficult, no matter what age you are. Yeah. It's always a vibe check, try to get them to go. So yeah, there's always that. I guess I'll just say the story. Should have said it earlier, but I'll just say.
Oh yeah.
Another time that I did anti-fragility, which happened today. Not too crazy, but yeah. So I was at work, well, basically at home, remote work. But right, technically I'm a lead, but there's multiple leads in our whole team, and basically basically we had like a whole like leadership meeting today, but the two managers who lead those meetings, one was in a different meeting, so she couldn't lead, and I think our other one, I think he's like on vacation right now. So basically we were all in this meeting and there was nobody to lead this meeting like at all. So I'm kind of like, so I like, there's like a little, like in the Google Meets, like, cause we're all just sitting there. It's just like that silent. And then, so like on the Google Meets, they have like a little chat. So I went on the chat and I was like, hey, who's going to lead this meet? And one of my other coworkers, she goes like, you should. I was like, why not? I've never done it. I've never done this. It's like, this isn't my role, right? I'm not supposed to be doing this. But I was like, hey, the opportunity's here. She's put me on the spotlight. I could either one, stay in my comfort zone, be like, somebody else, kind of just give it away, or I can step into it and show them. Now I'm showing all leadership. I'm a freaking leader, I'm basically showing them that, right? In a sense, like I'm basically showing everybody, like, hey, this is why I'm a leader, right? This is why I lead, because this is what I do. This is when the moments like this happen, someone has to step up. So for me, I was like, screw that. You know what? I wasn't like, let me show them. I was more like,
This is
I'm
my
a lead.
time. This is your time to shine.
Yeah. I was like, all right, like, cool. So I went on, right, and then basically I did like hey guys, welcome back to another exciting episode of like our team meeting, and then just like the whole team just started hecka cracking out like like Renee, like it's just like just bringing up life to the conversation. But luckily, like our higher up managers, like so me and her were both going. She was doing more of the points, but I was also doing some of it too. So like it was cool. Like so it was cool that she jumped in and hooked it up, because I thought I was just gonna go through all the points, but then she started going. I'm like, cool. But there are still moments where I went in too, but it was just like, right, taking that initiative, basically going in, stepping out of my comfort zone was enough for me to be like, dang, this is freaking cool. Like, hey, when time bees, when it is to step up, hey, you gotta do it. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I was actually really happy. Like, I mean, I was kind of nervous in the process, but I was like, hey, I know I'm nervous. I know where I'm at right now. I know I'm stressing, but hey, I know I'm gonna make it through. And now, like saying this story, I feel freaking even cooler. Like damn, I freaking did it. Like I led a whole team of leaders on a meeting. Like, I was thinking ahead, like, dang, down the line, if I keep going, like I'm gonna start doing this. Like, cool, because I already do it like with my team, but they're my team, so they're like, just entry level and a few like in between. But I'm supposed to. They're my team. I'm supposed to lead that team. But like going into a meeting and leading managers, it's a whole different vibe. But I was like, dang. So anti-fragility is a real thing. Definitely step up to the plate, even if how scary it is. Like, just do it. You feel a whole lot better. I mean, obviously I made some mistakes during that presentation. I ain't gonna say I was perfect, but it doesn't matter. It overrided everything beforehand. Whatever I've done before, doing that today just put me in a whole different like level. I'm like, damn, this is freaking cool. So yeah, that's my last anti-fragility story. It's a really great topic that you brought up. So I'm really glad you did, because we got to talk about it. I was able to tell 2 stories and still living it now, just still going with it. So I like it. And like he said, every day try to go out there and meet strangers. I try to do that every day. Like specifically last week, every single day I was doing something, talking to somebody different. So and that hella improved my confidence. And then so yeah, those stresses, man, they get you, but I mean, you get used to it. You just go to random people, just have conversations with them. It's like a normal thing eventually. It's kind of cool, actually. Even if they don't like you said, rejection, but whatever.
It's just part of the game.
Yeah, I got to, you know what I'm saying? Gotta grow, man. Gotta grow.
Yeah, man. You want to be a well-rounded man. Like you had an opportunity. Fortunately for you, you had an opportunity to show your leadership skills to other leaders. So, now you've done that. If something like that would happen again, you know what to do. Yeah, and people are going to see that, and that might even help you in the future in terms of like potential like opportunities to be in a higher position. They're going to see the people people may not say nothing right now, but some people just don't forget. Some people won't forget that, and in a cool way, and that could be the difference between you having a job or moving up and you not moving up.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it was just
cool.
like, man. Yeah, it was just a great feeling. Like, man, like your number got called. Like out of nowhere. Like I wasn't expecting none of this. Your number gets called, and you're like, either you step up or you step aside.
Yeah.
And I was like, hell no, I ain't stepping aside. Like, yep. like okay, like you do it. I'm like, okay,
yeah.
I got this.
Why not me? Why not me? Right?
Yeah, the opportunity came to me. I wasn't looking for it; it just happened. So I say, why not? Why not?
Why not? Instead of some people say, I guess the people who are victims usually like to say why me, and people who are take the initiative say why not me. So
Gotcha.
why not me?
Yeah. What would Charcoal say at this point?
Because you're not a 6'5" Chad. Your jawline isn't perfectly symmetrical to your nose, and that your hair is a little receding. Well, it's over, bro. It's over. You would have just failed that. You would have failed that leadership training.
Don't even try, bro.
Don't even try.
Yeah,
Just
you
keep
don't
your
even have the
camera
legs.
off. Just stay in your corner. Stay back. Don't improve.
Oh,
Social
man.
skills don't exist, bro. They don't exist. It's just your face has to be chiseled. You know what I'm saying? You have to be looking like Leonardo da Vinci. You know what I'm saying? You got to be. That's it. And if you're not, then oh well, it's bad. Bye.
Yeah, you see the lead actors? They're all handsome. So you don't look like that.
So Jack
don't even
Black.
try
So
it.
apparently Jack Black. You know what I'm saying? It's over for him. School of Rock was his peak. That's it.
Yeah, that was it. Oh, sheesh. What an episode, man. This has been hella fun.
What a fun episode. I'm glad we got to talk a lot about this and have a lot of fun. So thank you for everything, man.
Nah, likewise, brother. But
Is there any closing thoughts you want to have?
No, I think that was just my thing. That story was kind of my closing thoughts. Just like, hey, do it, do it. I approve for sure. Like I encourage it for sure. Do it. Like I live it. I'm not just telling you guys to do it to do it. I like do it because I'm doing it. And a lot of things have been going great in my life. I'm very grateful for it. So, that's all I can say on that end.
Yeah, and
what about you?
Anti-fragility is only going to help your life. It's not going to help. It's not going to hurt you. So try to pursue it and see what happens. Your life could improve, but just try it and see what happens. If it improves, cool.
Heck
Why
yeah.
not? Why not you? Why not you?
Yeah.
You're
sitting at home.
You on YouTube. Why not you?
Right. You on the Pron. No triple
You
N.
You want to get chicks. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to have a good dating life. You want to have all this stuff. You want to have more money in your life. You want to have success. Whatever it is, why not you? That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, true that. Why not you? I like that. That's great. All right, cool. I guess on that note, thank you guys again for coming by. It's been a great episode. Again, please, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, share it to your friends, get the word out. We are located in the Bay Area, giving you guys some straight fire, some charcoal from time to time, a bunch of Sonrisa for all the fans out there. I know a lot of fans need that, so that's what my boy's here to hook you guys all up for sure. So thank you guys all for the time, and we'll see you guys on the season premiere, season 3. We there, baby. All right,
guys. Thanks again. Have a good night and take care of yourself.
Good night, y'all.
Peace.